All right, so I'm pretty excited about what we're going to do to the truck today, and my buddy Matt's on his way over, and we are going to hang the new fenders, the new hood, and the new inner fenders, and at least get everything aligned today. And what a difference this is going to make in how the truck looks. If you followed along with this build, you know that the old fenders were hacked up pretty bad, and the hood wasn't in the greatest shape. It actually wasn't too bad, but I ended up buying new fenders, new inner fenders, and a new hood. And we've got the doors aligned, and we did that the other day. The best that you're going to get these doors to align, and now that we've got that done, we're going to align the fenders to the doors so all the body lines will look good. There's the birds, particularly a crow, and a loud one. Hopefully that doesn't come through too loud on your end. But anyways, let me show you what we got, and then we're going to get into it. So if you follow along with the channel, you've seen the truck in this condition for quite a while, and that's why I'm pretty excited to get this done. I've got new door hinges that I put in, and we aligned this door, and I'm not going to show you that too closely, but actually we did a really good job. Matt came over and helped me with this, and got it as good as I think we're going to get it for an 84 square body. So everything looks really good, and there's the new inner fender there, and I've just kind of got it sitting on the tire. And then on this side, and here's the inner fender on this side. And then over here on this table for hardware, here's my hood springs, and these are all my hood bolts. And I just put these things in cardboard and hit them with a little bit of flat black just to make them look better because they look pretty rough. I did pick up a pack of shims in case we need those, which we're probably going to. And then I saved all of the inner and outer fender bolts, and I put a selection of them up here. Particularly, I know these larger ones that go on the inner fenders, and I hit those with flat black as well. And I also picked up two of these fender bolt kits from a LMC truck. And the reason that I did that, and you say, well, why don't you just reuse those and not spend the money, is because when I took the fenders off the truck, each fender should have 11 bolts, and each fender of mine only had about 4 bolts. So that's why I got the kit, and then I've got some of these extras in case we need them. And of course, here are the new fenders. Now, these are the LMC truck premium fenders. They are supposed to be of higher quality stamping and also thicker sheet metal than what you get. Basically, each fender here is $200, and you can buy a fender for, I think, right around 100, maybe a little over 100. But these are supposed to be better fit, better stamping, and also a thicker gauge steel. So we're going to see once we get them out of the bubble wrap, get them mounted on the truck, how they look, how they feel. All right, the one thing I can't show you yet is the hood, and that's because the hood is up in the garage. But when Matt gets here and we get these fenders aligned, then we'll put the hood on, and I'll show you that in a little bit more detail. And I can tell you that's also an LMC premium product, and it is a thing of beauty. And it's what you see when you're driving, and anybody that looks at your truck or you show your truck to, everybody always looks at the hood. So I really wanted my hood to look good, and the one that I had, again, not in terrible shape, couple of dents, some very uneven surfaces once I started sanding it down and blocking it, and I just made the decision to take the plunge and get the hood. So it's a premium hood, and it should look really good. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is get these inner fenders mounted, just loosely mounted, just to get them in there. And we're not going to really worry about the inner fenders. We're going to mount the fenders first, shim those out, and then we're going to mount the hood after that. And then I'll come back later and button up these inner fenders. But I want to get them mounted so they're in there, because they are kind of a pain to get in once the fenders are on. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully by the time I get done doing that, Matt will be here and we can get going. All right, so I got 3 bolts in the inner fenders, and all I did was kind of loosely put these 2 bolts in right there, and then one in the front. See it a little bit better right there. And we still have full, motion with this thing, so we can adjust it. And we're going to test fit some fenders. I'm excited. All right, so my help has arrived, and there he is, Jake.
And I'm not allowed to work.
Are you the help, buddy? Well, he's going to help. He's at least going to hang out with us. But anyways, Matt's here. We got a little fire going, and there's the fenders out of the bubble wrap, and man, they look great. Got all the fender bolts and shims right here. Here's the other fender, and like I already mentioned, I've got the inner fenders just kind of in there a little bit. We've got cold beer too, so you can't beat that either. All right, so what's first, buddy?
First thing we're going to do is get the Sawzall where it's easy, and we're going to cut the backs of these fenders.
Yeah, gonna cut them. Yeah, The whole reason I bought them is so they're not cut.
Yeah, right. First thing, well, you already got your fenders in there. You got your course port in, not tightened down. Hinges are all set. We got our doors lined up. So
Yeah.
what we're gonna do, we're gonna hang no
Already,
matter what
yeah.
side. We'll hang one on there, mount it in. We'll start working in and out
Yep.
to get that gap there.
So where are the
Up and
adjustment points for these fenders?
So you've got, right, your mounts here. And then if you look at the openings in the fenders where they're kind of like the door strike, it gives you a little bit of play.
Okay.
Right? So there's your, and it'll be the same thing on the top.
Watch out, Jake. Jake's really getting into this today, aren't you, buddy?
He probably likes this cold weather.
He does like it, man.
So again, we'll get it, you know, this way to set this margin up and down with your shims going this way. And then overall, you know, to get this body line going, if we have to shim the core support or the fender to get them up and down that way.
Okay.
So we'll start here and work our way forward.
Okay, but for now we're just gonna, what, throw it on and put a few screws in it?
Yeah, yep.
Don't look too closely. All right, let's do it. All right, so we got the fender on and we're taking it off now because got excited and forgot to put in these clips that holds the inner fender to the fender. You've got to do that before you put on the fender. So we're going to take it off real quick, put those on. We'll be right back. All right, so quick update here. We got this fender back on. We've got a bad gap there. That actually looks pretty good. We can move this down a little bit, I think. But that actually doesn't look too bad. We're just kind of now starting to tweak it to get the body lines right. But this side, we got this fender on, and what we need to do, the reason we put this one on is so we can tighten these body mounts because we have not tightened these up yet, and that's going to pull the whole front end down a little bit, including these fenders. And look at this mess right here. So not good. This piece is going to have to come down. I think we can adjust that down a little bit, but man, that's not real happy with that. But this door gap looks pretty good. It's out a little bit, so it needs to go in. So that's what we're doing now. We're tweaking, fine-tuning, trying to get these things lined up the best we can. All right, so we've made a decision that before we tighten up these body mounts, and we were starting to do it right here, we're going to go get the hood and put that on. We've got some towels in each corner right here. And the reason that we're doing that is to make sure that we don't need to move the grill support this way or this way. And that's why we're doing that now. So I think that makes sense. We're going to go grab the hood. It's up in the garage, and we'll be right back. All right, so here's kind of the aftermath of everything, and everything looks really good. I'm really happy with the you know, the quality of the components and everything, but got a few issues. And if you look at some of these gaps, like that right there, I don't know that there's anything I'm going to be able to do about that. I know I can tweak this part. The hood is a little bit higher than it needs to be, and I know we can tweak that a little bit. And there's a this gap here looks pretty good till you get down to here, and it doesn't look that bad on the video, but there's not much I'm going to be able to do about that because we had to, you can kind of see it a little bit better there, but when we adjusted the doors, that's what we had to do, is kind of kick it out on the bottom a little bit so that the top would look, I would rather have that look better than worry about the bottom. So it was one or the other because the doors aren't 100% even, I guess, and we opted to do that. So when we did that, it flared this door bottom out a little bit, and that's just not going to line up right there. So not sure that there's anything we can do about that. But overall, these the body lines on this side look pretty good as far as the fender matching the rest of the truck. The hood probably needs to go in a little bit that way, and got a gap there. And on this side of the truck, we've got some issues, some alignment issues as well. Most noticeable is that right there. The hood is sticking up, and you can pull it down a little bit with your hand, but it doesn't stay. So we have to probably move the fender up a little bit somehow and try to see if we can continue to work that hood down. And then over here, kind of that same spot, I'm not sure that that's fixable. So I think I can get in here and pull this out a little bit and try to make it line up a little bit better, but these two pieces don't line up. And again, fitting the doors and getting the doors right, in the process of doing that, it didn't line up here. So that is a little rough. So I'm going to think about it and see what we need to do. Obviously I can adjust this, and then if you look up here on the hood, this piece here needs to come way up to match the hood. And the reason that it doesn't is because there's only two bolts, one here and one on that side, and the two bolts in the middle are missing, and that's why this is sagging down. So I think that's fixable. Real happy with this door gap right here, the fender to door gap, and that one looks good on the bottom, so that's pretty good. This is a problem area, and we got to adjust the hood here. All right, so that is a big step done, and I'm super excited and super happy with the progress that we made. Yeah, I get it. There's there's some fitment issues, right? These are the premium, or I almost said premier, the premium panels from LMC, and while they are a thicker gauge and they look great, they don't line up as tightly as I thought they would. So there's some tweaking that we got to do. I expected that, and there's some alignment issues that I think we're just going to have to live with, or I'm just going to have to live with and be okay with it. And you know what? I am. And I'll tell you why, and the reason is because I'm not building a show truck here. The goal with this build has always been to get it all one color and get it back on the road. I want it to be nice, I want it to be reliable, I want it to run good, and I'm going to mechanically make sure all those things happen, and we'll eventually swap out that motor and everything like that. But for now, it's running pretty good, and it's starting to look better. It's starting to look like a truck again. So I want to actually be able to use this truck and have fun in it, and not make it so nice or show truckish that I never drive it or anything like that. Yellow jacket! God, get away from me! What is the thing's problem? All right, so that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for checking out the video, following along with the square body build. Thank you for your support, and as always, thanks for watching.